Food. What do I miss? If I moved back home, what would I miss? Stick around to find out. Hey guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel, where today I thought it would be fun to look at what foods I've missed the most from home while living in England. The best of America, if you will. Although probably not. The first 5 on the list are what I miss now, followed by, if we were ever to move back to the US, what foods I'd struggle to live without from the UK. So strap in and get ready for the best foods ever. Although, I am quite easily pleased, so maybe not. Let's kick things off with what food I miss the most from the good old US of A. I know I'll get a few comments telling about how good the food is in the UK, and as many of you already know, I generally prefer the food over here. So I'm not really overly patriotic when it comes to dinner. When you're talking about barbecue, however, we just take it to the next level. I'm sure there are just as many Americans back home that are happy cooking up the family's burgers and dogs in a small grill in the backyard. And that's cool, but not what I'm talking about. In my family, barbecues are a huge deal. And I mean a whole pig huge. Literally. We have a portable smoker that slowly cooks a pig on a spit for pulled pork and applesauce sandwiches while you tuck into everything else. Meatballs? Check. Ribs? Check. Potato salad and deviled eggs? Check. 20 lawn chairs for everyone to kick back on? Check, check, and check. It's the best part of a hot weekend. My God, do I miss good Mexican food. I have a few good meals in restaurants over here, but it's just not quite the same. It's hard to put your finger on what makes it so good. But if you find yourself in a family-run, authentic Mexican restaurant, you'll know about it. This is very state-dependent, and the closer the state is to Mexico, the best chance of having more places to pick from. But having said all of that, you get some great restaurant chains as well. Like the always super Nito Burrito. It's so yummy. Before I start with this one, as I know it's a nation favorite, a bacon buddy here is outrageously good, where the bacon is just perfect, but for a sandwich only. When it comes to just cooking up some bacon with your eggs or pancakes, ours takes the crown. It's just out of this world. The closest thing I can get over here is to put a tray of smoked streaky bacon in a cold oven, crank the heat all the way up, and cook for about 20 to 30 minutes depending on your oven. Have a go at this technique and let me know what you think. Served best with big fluffy pancakes and a lot of maple syrup. It's such a good combo. Oh, mountain pies. For everyone that's never heard of a mountain pie, let alone eaten one before, this is for you. First of all, you need a campfire with a glorious fire blazing, your cast iron mountain pie maker, and all your favorite toppings. One of our family favorites are pizza pies, where you put a slice of bread on the one side of the iron, add your pizza sauce, your cheese, whatever toppings you like, and finally, that second slice of bread. Close the iron, and it's ready to cook over the fire. It only takes about 5 minutes or so and is absolutely delicious. There are so many recipes you can try. You can even make cherry pie mountain pies, which are so good. My husband is adamant that I'm just getting excited over a toastie, which I suppose they are the same thing, but it's more about the experience when you're out camping rather than the food itself. Or maybe I just really like toasties. This is where I show my classy side. I'm a big fan of chicken wings no matter where I live, but they just seem better in the US. Maybe I have hazy memories of bar snacks, but I swear they're twice the size of the little wings you get here and so much meatier. They're at their best when digging them out of a bucket with one hand and clutching that nice cold beer in the other while the game is playing on the big screen. See, I told you I'm a classy lady. I don't know what the future will bring for my little family. Maybe someday when the girls are a bit older, we'll decide to move to America. My husband has a great business here, and we have some fantastic friends, so it wouldn't be an easy decision to make. But who knows? Having said that, if we were to jump across the pond, there are a few food items I'd have a hard time living without. My girls would go crazy if we moved away and they couldn't get their morning crumpets, or crumps as they call them. I know many people will probably think that there's nothing special with them, but we don't get them in the States, and I love them. With loads of butter, like dripping down my arm amounts of butter, and not that margarine crap either. Real butter only. Super healthy. I remember when Red first introduced me to curry in England, because before that, I'd never really tried it. It was never available where I lived. And yes, I have had a curry a few times since then in some highly recommended restaurants in Manhattan, so I know some places do it. But they don't even come close to just an average curry house in the UK. It's my favorite takeaway for sure, and I love how certain cities and towns in the UK proudly claim the best curry ever. I don't know who actually takes that crown, but I'm sure someone will let me know in the comments. I don't know many people who do not enjoy a full brekkie living here. And for good reason, it's incredible. Regardless of what condiment you choose, I've just done a video on some of the great British food debates, and it seemed pretty divided on brown or red sauce. So if you haven't seen it and want a laugh, follow the link in the description. The only thing I'll have to say potentially negative about a full breakfast is they are definitely not held to the same standard. Of course, you'll always get good chefs and bad chefs, no matter where you go. So I'm not talking about the quality of the food, I'm talking about when they don't have black pudding. Some places do hash browns, some don't. And the worst one, the one that gets me a bit angry, is when did beans become an option? Please don't try to substitute my beans with a pretty little row of tomatoes still attached to the vine and tell me that they're not even an option to have, because that is just not good enough. I'm serious about my breakfast, as you can see. Does anyone else feel strongly about beans? Let me know in the comments below. Sometimes a bit greasy, most of the time incredibly filling, but always so good. Again, I have had fish and chip shop chips in America, but they just don't taste the same. More like if you did fish and chips in the oven. Okay, I guess, but not the same as the real thing. My husband swears they tasted better when still served in a newspaper, but I can't tell if he's taking the mick of me or not. Was that a thing? Which brings us on to, as a north and south divide, what do you get? Curry sauce or gravy? Let me know what you think. I actually like mushy peas. I wouldn't have either. I know I'll probably get slated for ending my list with a Greggs sausage roll. And I know it's probably not even real pork in there. But if you're stuck in town and in a hurry, a sausage roll goes down brilliantly. And cheap, so you can have two. That is, of course, if they have any to serve. As the local Greggs to me, I swear, likes to play the game, let's only prepare a handful of our best-selling item just to annoy the massive queue of people waiting outside. I'm sure they don't do it on purpose, but it feels that way when you're hungry. So there's my top 10 foods I either miss or would miss, I guess. If you guys were ever to move away, what food would you miss the most if it wasn't available? Or am I the only person who cares about food this much? Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you all sticking around to the end. And as always, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, smash that like button if that's what you're into, and I'll see you in the next video.